The size of him.
For centuries, the ocean hid creatures we were never meant to see until a 512-year-old giant mermaid was caught on camera, leaving scientists shocked and unable to explain how something this ancient, this human-like, could still exist. Why does her body carry marks older than recorded history? How can a creature survive beyond every scientific limit we trust? And what else has been watching us from the deep without our knowledge? Tonight, we examine the footage that is rewriting everything we thought we understood about the sea. The chain that shouldn't exist. No one on the Barents trawler expected their routine haul to feel more like a custody battle with the ocean itself. Yet the footage opened with chains clattering across the deck as if announcing our guilt. Steam lifted from her skin. Her tail slammed once with the force of a thrown verdict. Her human-like face contorted into a fury so pointed and personal, it resembled someone discovering betrayal at their own dinner table. A disturbingly familiar expression that made veteran analysts whisper that these mermaids, shaped like us, emotive, like us, wounded like us, might understand captivity with a clarity our science pretends is impossible. Her arms twisted until the metal links protested. Her mouth stretched wide in a silent scream that somehow hit harder than sound. Frost smoke coiled around her body as if the sea itself were holding its breath. What if the only true predator in this footage is the one holding the camera, the deckside awakening? No one believed the fishermen caught this creature on camera during a routine scan off Norway, yet the footage opened with her thrashing across the wooden deck like a stolen secret fighting its way back home. Her green-scaled torso twisted sharply, her hands clawed at the planks. Her legs, if they could still be called legs, merged into a slick tail that slapped the boards with terrifying precision, as if reminding the world she had once ruled currents deeper than any scientist ever mapped. And in that frantic contortion, her face, almost human, unmistakably furious, resembled someone dragged from their own doorstep, a grim parody of eviction that made the deck feel like a crime scene rather than a catch. Her nails scraped long splinters into the wood. Her throat pulsed like a trapped heartbeat. Her eyes tracked every motion of the man gripping her tail. Even the wind seemed unsure whether to move. What else did that unseen ocean want to reclaim? The shoreline horrors. Everyone said no one believed videos like this were real until fishermen caught these creatures crawling onto the beach on camera, their bodies filmed in staggering detail as they dragged themselves across wet sand like exiles returning to a kingdom that had forgotten them. One screeched with jagged teeth. One lurched forward on malformed arms. One scanned the shoreline with eyes that seemed almost offended by daylight, as if the world had broken some unspoken contract. And the most unsettling detail, scientists later noted, was not the fanged mouths, but the human-like torsos, breasts, shoulders, posture, shaped disturbingly like drowned women pulled from shipwreck myths, raising theories that what we filmed might echo the drowned spirit legends of La Llorona more than any marine species. Their bellies dragged trenches in the sand. Their hands trembled with cold or rage. Their movements felt rehearsed as if repeating trauma. What memory made them crawl toward us instead of the sea the silent blue approach? Strangest of all was the footage filmed in shallow reefs where no one expected anything larger than reef sharks. Yet the camera caught a mermaid drifting forward with a slow, deliberate glide that felt more like an interrogation than curiosity. Light rippled across her pastel skin. Her fingers grazed the rock. Her face smooth, childlike, strangely symmetrical, tilted, as if weighing whether the diver deserved her attention, the way teachers pause before scolding a student pretending not to know the answer. And though no myth was mentioned in the report, oceanographers quietly noted how her gill frills matched the proportions of deep-sea axolotl mutations, raising the possibility that something ancient had adapted far closer to human form than evolution should allow. Her eyes widened in eerie recognition. Her lips fluttered in a soundless pulse. Her tail hovered without stirring sediment. Even the diver stopped breathing for a moment. What did she see in the lens that made her come closer instead of fleeing? The Lake Michigan siren. Authorities insisted no one believed the viral clip filmed beneath Lake Michigan. Yet the siren caught on camera moved with a confident, predatory grace that made the world question how long she'd been scanning those waters unnoticed. Her skin shimmered blue-green. Her eyes narrowed with precise calculation. Her tail flexed with the rhythm of an apex hunter, testing boundaries much like the deity Ningyo from Japanese folklore said to bring misfortune to anyone reckless enough to capture it. And though only one myth was mentioned in expert reviews, marine biologists admitted off record that her bone structure, high cheekbones, elongated fins, resembled reconstructions of paleo-merfolk once dismissed as artistic exaggerations, which now seemed uncomfortably plausible. She skimmed past the lens like a warning shot. Her gills flared in controlled defiance. Her silhouette dissolved into jade water. Even sonar hesitated before pinging again. What did she decide about us in that passing second? The Paris sewer entity. The most unbelievable footage came from Paris, where workers filmed a mermaid caught on camera beneath the old sewer tunnels. His pale body hauled upward like a misplaced ghost dragged out of a forgotten chapter of the city. His ribs jutted sharply. His lips curled back in a desperate snarl. His tail, slick with algae, whipped against the worker's jacket with a strength that suggested he had survived depths far darker than the world ever scanned or acknowledged. And though no myths were cited in the incident report, anthropologists quietly compared his skull shape to early European river spirit effigies, figures once feared for punishing towns that diverted waterways, a parallel too strange to ignore. His limbs spasmed with old instinct. His throat convulsed in a choking rhythm. His eyes rolled back as if rejecting the surface. Even the worker's hands trembled mid-lift. What else waits in the parts of the world we only pretend to understand? Screaming net of the Baltic. The first shock in this leaked 2007 footage wasn't the creature, but the net itself stretched so violently it looked ready to accuse whoever dared pull it up. Her jaw snapped open mid-roar, her spine arched like a struck wire. Her mottled gray-blue scales clung to her ribs as if trying to escape the world that filmed her. A terrifying reminder that fishermen caught something the ocean never meant to release on camera. And what unsettled scientists most was her half-human torso, shaped like a drowned woman pulled from a winter river, yet covered in lesions that seemed to pulse with a rhythm older than tidal charts, as if she carried an illness the world had forgotten how to name. Her claws punched through the mesh. Rainwater dripped into her open mouth. Lightning flickered across her slick tail. The deck felt too small for whatever she used to be. How many more screams does the sea keep beneath its nets? Blue smile of the Gulf. You'd think nothing filmed in broad daylight could feel dangerous, yet this 2025 Gulf of Mexico video opens with a smile so wrong, it forces the viewer to recoil before they even notice the net. Her teeth gleamed too evenly. Her skin glowed a clinical blue. Her eyes widened with the same unsettling cheer as someone answering the door during a hurricane, as though she knew fishermen caught her on camera and wanted the world to wonder why she wasn't panicking. And marine engineers reviewing the footage noted how her tail moved beneath the ropes, smooth, strategic, almost playful, suggesting she was studying the fishermen the way behavioral scientists observe animals flipping the expected power dynamic with a casual cruelty. Her fingers traced the net like memorizing exits. Her shoulders rolled with effortless control. Her grin never faltered. Even the waves retreated slightly from her. What kind of creature smiles before it strikes the hanging thing of Nunavak? There is no gentle introduction to the 2024 Nunavak Island footage. The creature drops into view like a wet corpse remembering it shouldn't be alive. Her eyes filmed over with milky residue. Her gums peeled back from fractured teeth. Her torso sagged inside the net as if gravity itself feared touching her, too firmly a detail that scientists later called biologically incompatible, yet impossible to dismiss because it was filmed in one unbroken shot. And when researchers paused on the frame, showing her mottled purple skin, they noted patterns resembling frostbite mixed with bioluminescent algae, as though she had risen from a depth cold enough to freeze light but still carried its afterglow like a warning. Her neck twitched sideways. Her ribs expanded irregularly. Her fingers spasmed as if still scraping at the deep. Even the fisherman lowered his voice without meaning to. What cold place shaped something that screams without sound? Midnight catch of the Northern Fleet. The moment this creature surfaced in the 2023 Northern Trawler video, the deck lights flickered not from weather, but from the chaos she dragged upward with her. Her arms flailed like broken oars. Her pale skin reflected the lamps with surgical brightness. Her mouth stretched wide in a silent, furious plea that made fishermen caught in the frame step back as though realizing too late that on camera they were no longer hunters but witnesses. And experts reviewing the footage noticed the way her tail curled inward. Not in fear, but in preparation, mirroring defensive postures documented in large primates. Yet she was unmistakably aquatic, a contradiction that forced biologists to reconsider how intelligence might evolve when trapped between two worlds. Her wrists twisted hard against the net. Her hair clung to her face like wet threads. Her chest heaved with restrained violence. The sea below churned as if calling her back. What did she plan if the ropes had snapped a second sooner? The white haunt of Mukuri. Unlike the others, the 2023 Mukuri footage doesn't begin with struggle. It begins with laughter, the kind that doesn't belong anywhere near open water. Her pale hair spread across the surface. Her hands slapped the waves. Her expression, caught on camera with unnerving clarity, looked like a child discovering a new toy, except the toy was the fisherman trying to restrain her, a detail that made scientists reviewing the video visibly unsettled. And some anthropologists pointed out that her translucence matched reports of white river maidens from 17th century Brazil beings said to appear before drownings, though none were ever described as this alert, this aware, this delighted by human fear. She lunged upward with shocking force. Her tail thrashed silver foam across the deck. Her shriek cut through the night like metal on ice. Even the camera trembled in the fisherman's hands. What made her laugh before she attacked the fog morning watcher? No timestamp should feel this ominous, yet the footage filmed on a fog-soaked morning in Mukuri begins with a shape perched on a rock, too still, too aware, as if waiting for the camera rather than avoiding it. Its pale torso leaned forward, its elongated fingers draped like wet ribbons. Its tail sprawled across the stone with a slow, deliberate twitch that made fishermen caught on camera freeze mid-breath, as though they'd stumbled into the opening act of something older than daylight. And scientists later noted the creature's unsettling symmetry, human shoulders narrowing into eel-like musculature skin, smooth as porcelain, but marked with faint vertical ridges that resembled growth plates in deep-sea cephalopods, suggesting it belonged to a lineage no one believed could survive in shallow water. A ripple passed beneath its hands, its head tilted like a teacher humoring a foolish question. Its chest rose once sharply, decisively. Its eyes reflected the fog instead of the sea. What compelled it to let itself be seen? The hanging giant of the night crew. The footage feels wrong before the creature even appears. Crew members filmed on camera avoid eye contact with something above the deck. Their shoulders tense as though gravity has rewritten itself. Then it swings into view. The swollen torso, the sagging folds, the glazed eyes rolling upward like someone waking from anesthesia, gone bad, a sight that left even seasoned fishermen shocked and stepping away. And analysts noted how the skin stretched across its abdomen formed ring-like folds similar to aquatic mammals adapted for pressure shifts. Yet the face remained disturbingly human, as if evolution had split halfway and never decided which path to finish. This tension between species made the footage impossible to categorize. Its hands dangled uselessly. Its jaw trembled with a trapped breath. The crane hook groaned under its weight. The deck crew whispered without meaning to. What sort of world grows something too heavy for the sea, yet too wrong for land? The net still siren of Los Angeles. Nothing about the 10:15 Los Angeles footage makes logical sense. The creature lies still in the net, yet every bystander keeps a full meter of distance, as if the danger comes from thought rather than movement. Her gray skin glistened with tide marks. Her hair clung to her ribs like fraying cables. Her limbs rested unnaturally straight, a posture so rigid, scientists later compared it to tonic immobility in sharks, except here it felt intentional, like she was letting herself be caught on camera to study her captors. And the eerie detail, no one expected her breathing barely visible, yet synchronized with the deck's vibrations, as though she were calibrating herself to the human machinery around her, an adaptation no one believed possible. Her eyelids twitched. Her hands tightened by a fraction. Her tail shifted as if waking from a strategic pause. Even the rope slackened slightly in response. What was she waiting to hear before she moved the Columbus deck whaler? The footage recorded in Columbus doesn't begin with panic. It begins with noise, a low wail threading through the wind even before the net hits the floor. Her mouth opened too wide, her eyes widened too fast, her torso twisted as if every muscle fought gravity at a different rhythm, the kind of biological dissonance that made the scientists reviewing the leaked clip feel genuinely shocked. And the translucent patches along her ribs glowed faintly under the deck lights, an effect later linked to deep-sea photophores, except these clustered along human anatomical landmarks, suggesting evolution had stitched two incompatible blueprints together and dared the world to explain it. Her nails scraped the net. Her throat pulsed with another rising cry. Her back arched like a sprung trap. Even the boots around her shuffled away. How did she know exactly where the camera was? The last tail slip of Columbus. The footage doesn't wait for tension, it erupts with it. A splash, a blur, a tail slamming against the rail so hard the camera jolts, catching the moment fishermen grabbed her on camera, just as she tried to vault back into the violet water. Her scales flashed blue like shattered neon. Her hands clawed the net edge with surgical accuracy. Her expression caught mid-scream, carried a fury so sharp it looked rehearsed, as if she had seen this scene in other centuries, and refused to repeat its ending. And marine behaviorists reviewing the footage noticed her tail articulation mimicked the strike pattern of large predatory dolphins, except her reflexes were too fast, too anticipatory, suggesting she wasn't reacting. She was counterplanning. The ropes tightened across her waist. The water surged beneath her. Her hair whipped across her face like black wires. Even the sky dimmed in the frame. How many more times had she nearly escaped before this, the orca's shadow companion? No fisherman expects to see a creature rise beside an orca, yet this clip shows her lifting herself from the water with a grace that contradicts the snarl carved across her elongated jaw. Her limbs dangled too long. Her shoulders rotated with slow, doll-like looseness. Her pale torso gleamed under the deck lights, as though coated in wax, the kind of unnatural sheen marine biologists later said they'd only seen on deep-sea species exposed to rapid temperature shock. And the orca's presence, unbothered, almost escorting her, led some researchers to wonder whether she traveled alongside apex predators the way remoras follow sharks, except here the dynamic felt reversed, as if the orca deferred to her. She blinked sideways like a reptile. Her teeth clicked in deliberate rhythm. Her fingers trailed the hull in a silent sweep. Even the currents shifted around her. How close had she followed the boat before revealing herself the twin figures on the dune island? Some videos don't start with motion, but with stillness so deliberate, it becomes a warning, like the footage showing two pale forms seated on a kelp mound beneath a moon partially drowned in clouds. Their spines stayed impossibly straight. Their white torsos glowed faintly. Their long arms rested at their sides with ceremonial poise, creating a scene so unnatural. Scientists joked it looked staged until both heads turned toward the camera at the same time with the same impossible precision. And when zoomed in, the subtle rib expansions revealed synchronized breathing patterns unlike any known species, matching instead the cadence described in Norse accounts of the Hafgufa sea spirits said to lure observers closer by remaining eerily still. One creature shifted a knee. The other raised a hand as if acknowledging an audience. The tide lapped obediently at their feet. Even the moonlight dimmed around them. How long had they been sitting there before the camera noticed the procession beside the hull? A clip like this shouldn't exist, four dark shapes gliding in perfect parallel, and between them a pale figure rising and falling, with the waves as if she were their conductor rather than their companion. Her arms cut through the water in sharp angles. Her black hair streamed behind her like a banner. Her face lifted toward the railing with an expression so intense, fishermen caught on camera stumbled backward, unsure whether she was pleading or issuing a command. And experts reviewing the footage noted that her movement pattern matched cooperative hunting formations seen in orcas, except she occupied the lead position, suggesting the other creatures aligned themselves to her rather than the reverse. She pushed forward with startling speed, her gaze locked onto the deck. Her shoulders rolled above the surface like the crest of a breaking wave. Even the ocean around her formed a narrowing corridor. What formation had they practiced before revealing it beside a human boat? Every fragment of footage you've witnessed tonight circles the same unspoken truth: the ocean is filming us back. These creatures caught on camera in moments no one believed were real, move with intention, memory, and a warning we've only begun to understand. If this is what rises to the surface, what storms beneath remains unimaginable. But together we can keep searching the shadows frame by frame until the next revelation breaks the waterline. Stay with this channel, subscribe, and follow our journey into the unknown, because the most terrifying discoveries are always the ones we almost miss. What will we see next?